Hello everyone and welcome to today's Pilates practice. Just have a look around you, make sure you've got your mat and your head blocks and you're ready to start. Taking a lovely breath in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out, really coming into the room, setting your mind to your Pilates practice, taking time for yourself. We're going to come into our neutral position in standing. So as we start, we're going to rock forwards and backwards. There's always an invitation to work off the mat. And as always, if you need to wear shoes when you're standing for any foot problems, please ensure that you wear them. So forwards and backwards, really noticing how your weight moves through the body. And as you do this, imagine you've got a long string pulling yourself up to the ceiling. And let's go side to side. Really staying lengthened through the spine. And then coming to rest. Checking that your feet are hip width apart. We're going to bend and straighten our knees. And being aware to come into that stance where your legs are straight, but your knees are slightly soft. From here, just go backwards and forwards and see if you can keep that same position in your knees. And then when you next come to rest, just check how even the weight feels between your feet, as if you're making two perfect footprints in the sand. From here, let's align that pelvis, so rocking forwards and backwards, as if we're tipping a bucket, rocking forwards and back, coming to rest in that neutral spine position. I can notice when I do this that my lower abdominals are just slightly lifted and my bottom is very gently tucked under. We are all built differently, so some of you will notice that it's easier to do this than others. I'm going to imagine my pelvis as a ring, a lovely big bowl, and I'm going to imagine that my upper body is a nice big bowl as well. Just going to stack one bowl on top of the other. So if I look down, my breastbone is aligned with my belly button. My collarbones are gently open, my shoulder blades are soft as if they've got weights on the base of the shoulders. My head is floating up tall. I'm going to rest my hands gently on my belly. I'm going to notice as I breathe in, where does that breath go? I'm going to breathe out. Maybe I'm going to put my hands up on my chest, breathing in and out. And just see for the last couple of breaths, if you're able to draw the breath a little bit lower down into the belly. Allowing our ribs to stretch from the inside, our diaphragm to expand, which in turn helps open some of those abdominal muscles. And one more. Now, throughout this warm-up, I'm going to be cueing you to engage your core and giving you some examples of breath work. As always, if this feels too much, just please go at your own pace. So taking that lovely breath in, engage that inner core muscle, and as we breathe out, we're going to turn our head to the side, warming up our neck, breathing in, and then breathing out. Trying to keep that core engaged. Just breathing in and out as we move. Noticing your alignment, feeling long through the head and the neck. And if you feel comfortable, let's take that chin onto the chest, coming up and round. And up and round. Trying to keep your upper abdominals soft. It's just your inner core that's working. From here, let's side bend, taking a breath in to prepare, breathing out, just side bend away. Feeling the breath come into those ribs, staying here, or if you'd like, just bring that arm over. In and out. All of us will have different flexibility. You may be more flexible than me, you may be less flexible. Just listen to your body. And again, breathing in to prepare by engaging that inner core, breathing out. Please keep your arm down if it feels more comfortable. And out. And just staying at that level. If you feel okay in your feet and knees, just come down into a bit of a plie squat, either keeping the stretch quite low or you're going to take the arm up. We're going to breathe in to prepare, we're going to breathe out. Breathing in and out. In and out. Changing side, breathing in, breathing out. And the next time we're just going to grow tall, one big stretch. We're going to breathe in, softly bending, breathing out. And you can do this without bending your knees, just copying the arms. Just warming up those knees very gently, long through the back. 2 more, stretching those fingertips up to the ceiling. And last one. Coming back to center. Just walking those feet back to the middle. Checking that we're nice and stacked up. Going to carry on opening up our chest with a really nice exercise called bow and arrow. We're going to breathe in to prepare. We're going to breathe out. We're going to float our arms up. We're going to slide our hands along this arm to open. And then we're going to breathe in. I do it side on. We're going to breathe out. We're going to breathe in, changing sides. We're going to breathe out. We're going to breathe in. We're going to breathe out. Breathing in, lengthening through that head, shoulders soft. If you need to rest your arms between the movements, please do. Feel that chest opening. A lot of us spend time a bit more round-shouldered. So you'll see a lot of these exercises create opening through the chest. Let's do one more. Coming back to center, drop those arms down. Give your shoulders a bit of a roll if you need. We're going to flow from here up into our tiptoes, so heel raises. Breathing in to engage, breathing out, just raise up. Breathing in, come down. Holding on if you need. Breathing out, lengthen through the spine. Good. Arm movement if you would like to join in. Breathing out, this is called dumbwaiter, breathing in. As we do this, we're keeping our elbows slightly away from our sides as if they're marshmallows there. It's a very soft movement. It's just about a gentle opening. Breathing out as we raise and open, breathing in as we come back. Trying to engage that inner core muscle. And again, you have an option to just carry on with the calf raises, or even to just carry on with the arms. If you wish, you can stay up, and we're going to do 5 in a row. Breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. 2. And please keep going up and down if that is a better level for you. This is about learning about your body. Come down, and we're going to just walk those feet out. Walk the feet out. Okay. Giving one ankle a little bit of a twist, giving the ankle a bit of a twist, hold on if you need, and just relaxing here. Coming into our roll downs, I'll stand side on. We're going to keep our weight nice and centered, breathing in to engage that deep core. We're going to breathe out, we're going to roll down, bone by bone by bone, as if my fingertips are walking down your spine. Only as far as you naturally can go, keeping your arms soft, breathing in to prepare as you start to stack up. Tucking that tailbone under, feeling those shoulder blades drop down and your head lengthen. And again, breathing in to engage, breathing out. Can you notice if you can keep your weight really centered right over the center of your feet? Maybe each time you notice that you go a little bit further. Maybe you notice that depending on the time of day or what you've done, more or less flexibility. Pacing yourself so there's no dizziness. We're going to go again, breathing in to engage, breathing out. Really enjoying that opening of the spine. What does it feel like to move through that back? To allow it to open. And again, moving as comfortable, really seeing, can you tuck that tailbone under? Can you restack? Can you come back up? And then last one, breathing in to engage, breathing out. Rolling down. Bone by bone. Breathing in, tucking that pelvis under. Restacking, finding that center. From here, I always like to do an opposite movement. So we're going to have our hands supporting our low back. We're going to imagine we're leaning over a barrel. So we're going to breathe in, and as we breathe out, we're going to reach our ribs up to the sky, opening up that chest. Breathing in, lowering our ribs down, bone by bone. We're going to engage our core as we breathe in. We're going to breathe out. We're going to lift as far as you feel comfortable, opening that chest to the sky. And we're going to breathe in and we're going to feel our ribs close down. Last time, breathing in to engage, breathing out, really stretch that chest. Trying to lift each of the ribs up. And then as we come back down. Well done. So we're going to just finish off a little warm up with a few hip opening stretches. Really important that we keep our hips nice and open. So first of all, very, very simple stretch. So we're going to take our legs wider than our hips. You can adjust this as you need. Pelvis stays forwards and really think about centering yourself again. I'm going to side lunge. And you're going to notice you feel a stretch in the groin. If this is very intense, can you soften? Can you bend that knee less? If you feel actually that's quite flexible, then you can take the knee a little bit further. Just concentrate on that belly breath if you can. Just breathing in and out. And a stretch should be very soft and gentle, giving your body a chance to warm up and sink into the stretch a bit further. As always, never expect both sides to be the same. So go into every stretch with awareness and respect. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Maybe noticing if there's a difference, one side to the other. And come back to center. And then the last stretch we're going to do for our thighs in this position is our quad stretch. I would encourage people to come off the mat. I would also encourage a lot of you to hold on. Stretch should not challenge our balance unless that's the purpose of the exercise. So we're going to just bring our heel to our bottom, tucking that tailbone under. Now, if any of you can't reach your ankle, you can use a strap. If it is too sore to do that, then you can just bend and straighten your leg. That's a lovely little alternative. So coming into that stretch and hold. And then change side. Notice if it's easier to stretch on this side. And as I said before, if you need, you can come onto the floor. So this is always, you'll get to know me if you're following all my exercises. It's always a bit harder for me to pick up this leg. Tucking that tailbone under, focusing on your breath, holding one as you need, feeling the stretch in the front of that thigh. Stretches should really be gentle, no knee pain. And well done. And just give that a little bit of a shake. Perfect. So before we go onto the mat, you're going to have an opportunity to do some balance exercises. So balance exercises for today. From here, we're going to have a couple of different options for balance. Balance is fundamentally important. You'll get used to me saying the same thing each time. Definitely coming off the mat is easier, making sure that you're somewhere safe, that you can hold on to anything that you want. So we're going to focus on balance, and you may find that you're going at a different pace to the video. That is okay. The beauty of a video is that you can press pause. I'd like you to think about your breath as you do this, really grounding your foot into the floor and really feeling length through your upper body. The leg that we're standing on has a bit of softness in it, and that's very important. So I'm going to come onto my right leg, level one. We're just going to stand here, and we're going to maybe push our hands together. We're going to breathe in and out, in and out. 3 more breaths. Good. Change side. Notice how that feels through the leg. Any discomfort as you do this, I would encourage you to hold on. Coming onto the other side, slowly taking our balance. 5 breaths. And you can see that my ankle's wobbling, and that's absolutely fine. We're just going with that movement. And down. At this point, you could carry on doing 2 or 3 more of that level. Feeling free to pause the video if you would like to go for 10 breaths. We're going to carry on. Level 1. Five breaths. And then the last time. Grounding through the foot. Perfect. Well done for completing that. Give the legs a little bit of a shake. So having made your way down onto the mat, make sure you've got as many head blocks as you need. Some of you may be using a towel for extra padding, depending on what your needs are. We're going to start off having a lie down on our back. So taking that moment, feet, knees, hip width apart. We're going to feel length through the back of our neck. Collarbones are soft and open. Shoulder blades are heavy on the mat. Our ribs are soft. We're going to use our hand like that diamond. We're going to rock forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards, doing our pelvic tilts to warm up. Just doing a few little pelvic tilts. Noticing as you tilt, if you're able to keep your knees in line with your hips. Can you make that movement really small so your upper body is staying as still as possible? And then gradually finish up exploring that movement and coming to rest in that center position. So if we remember, it's when we can get the tips of our fingers just underneath our back. It's when the diamond in the center of our clock is level, as if we could get a silk scarf underneath. I'm encouraging you to continuously have your hands around the hips and the pelvis really gently so you can feel what's going on. Closing your eyes will also help. And as a beginner, it can be very difficult to coordinate all of the breath, all of the core, as well as the movement. So just break it down into sections. Maybe you're going to practice the movement, looking at your control. Then you're going to see if you can engage the core. Then you're going to see if you add on the breath. That's absolutely okay. I'd ask you just to pay attention that you're not bracing, that you don't feel too much tension in your neck or in your toes. So we're going to start off with a lovely overhead reach. Going to breathe in to engage that center. We're going to breathe out. We're going to imagine we're taking a beach ball over our head. And then we're going to breathe in and we're going to just come back down. Start off really allowing softness through those arms and those fingers. And noticing where your center is. Being aware of your movement. That the intention is to stay centered. Your ribs are going to stay heavy. We're just going to carry on. We're going to breathe out. Breathing in long through the head and neck. Breathing out and in and out. Just really checking each time that you're aware of your control. Resetting at any point that you need if you feel you've gone too far. We're going to just add a variation. So we're going to breathe out. We're going to circle our hands up to the ceiling as we breathe in. We're going to breathe out. Breathing in. Breathing out. How does this change your control if you circle the arms? How does it feel in your neck? Coming back to the movement, engaging the core if you feel that you can. Let's go for 2 more. Breathing in, really allowing those shoulders to loosen off. Coming back down onto the mat. And at any point you need, please just have a stretch. From here, we're going to come into hundreds, level 1. We're just going to practice our arm movement. So we're just going to practice breathing in and pulsing our arms. 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe out. And just rest. And now on your own time, we're going to try and do this with engaging that lovely inner core muscle, your pelvic floor, that little wire muscle called transversus. So breathing in to engage that center and pulse, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out. Engage the core as you breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. If it's too much with the arm pulsing, just concentrate on the breathing. Engaging your core as you breathe in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out, and rest. For our next set of hundreds, can you take your awareness into how still you can keep your body? Breathing in to engage, breathing 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And in. And out. Your arms are just floating and in. And out. And rest. Circling those shoulders on the mat as you need. And from here, we're going to open up our spine, coming into shoulder bridge. Let's start with a few tilts. Removing your head pad if you feel that you need to do so. We're going to breathe in to engage that core. We're going to breathe out. We're going to tuck that tailbone under. We're going to imagine we're peeling up bone by bone, only going as high as we feel comfortable. We're going to breathe in to hold that position, and we're going to breathe out. We're going to imagine we're lowering our spine back down, bone by bone by bone. Now some of you may notice it's literally just your bottom that lifts, and that's absolutely fine. Breathing in to engage, breathing out, just tuck that pelvis under, just rolling up, bone by bone. And then rolling down, bone by bone. Being aware that there's some tightness happening in your bottom. If it's a lot in the legs, remember we can push a bit more through our heels. Just check our knees aren't too far away. Breathing in to engage, breathing out, rolling up, bone by bone. Breathing in to hold. Breathing out, bone by bone. Stretching anytime you want. Checking our neck is relaxed. Off we go again, breathing in to engage, breathing out, rolling up. Breathing in to hold, breathing out, lowering down. If your spine were a string of pearls laid out, how does it feel as we peel them up? They were stuck down. How does it feel as we lower them back down? Maybe you're noticing that you feel a little bit wobbly, and that's okay. There will be stillness the stronger you get. If you feel okay, just stay up here for a hold. If not, please just keep going up and down. We're going to hold 3, 2, 1 and lower. We're going to do that 4 more times. If that feels too much, just please don't do the hold. We're going to breathe in to engage. We're going to breathe out. We're going to breathe in and out. In and lower back down. Making sure there's softness in our spine and softness through the front of the hips. It's our bottom that's doing the lift. Breathing in to engage, breathing out. Feeling that bottom gently tighten. Maybe imagining candles under the bottom, just keeping that bottom up.
So you breathe in and out, in and then lower down. I'm going to do one more. Breathing in to engage, breathing out. And in and out. And in and out. Held it for another one. Let's do another second. And down. Well done. Stretching however you want. So you may want to hug your knees to your chest. You may want to just twist side to side. See what you naturally feel that you want to do. Coming back into our centre, always taking a moment to set up. The more aware you are of your start position, the more you're going to progress and the better the quality of the movement. And I'm all about quality. So feet, knees, hip width apart, length through the back of the neck, collarbones open, shoulder blades soft, ribs heavy. Find that centre, get really used to checking, really used to tuning in. So from here, we're going to focus on that control around our pelvis a little bit more. So being aware that we really don't want to rock out of that centre. We want to stay as still as we can. We're going to breathe in to engage that core. We're going to breathe out. We're going to slide the heel away on the mat, only as far as we can go before we feel our spine lift. We're going to breathe in. We're going to slide back to centre. We're going to stick to the same side. We're going to breathe out. If your feet are sticking, think about changing socks. And then breathing in. Come back. Visualize that leg going down a train track, pushing a marble away. We're going to breathe out. And we're going to breathe in. The aim is not to have a perfectly straight leg. It's to lengthen as far away as you can control. Breathing out. And breathing in. And that's why when you watch me, my legs may not be completely straight. My arms may not be all the way back. Because I'm just listening to my body, breathing out, breathing in. We're going to pause, really think about the tray of drinks on your pelvis, trying to keep it still. We're going to go on to the other side. We're going to breathe in to prepare. We're going to breathe out. We're going to lengthen. We're going to breathe in. We're going to come back. Now, if you notice that you can control your leg as you lengthen away, you stay really centered, but as you come back, you're really arching, even though you're trying to stay centered without bracing. I'd encourage you to not move as far, maybe just go a little bit and then come back. Some of you will find that you can lengthen quite far, but on the return, you lose your control. So if that is the way, don't quite go as far. Keep going, we've got two more. We're going to breathe out as we move away. We're going to breathe in as we come back. We're going to breathe out. We're going to breathe in. Now, challenge you a little bit more. We're going to go into alternating legs. So check your centre. We now have to worry about our control as we change. A lot of people find that they rock quite a lot side to side. So really use those hands, tune in. And as you practice, the aim is to get so still that no one could see you changing legs. Breathing in to engage. Make sure you're centered. Breathing out, lengthen away. Breathing in, slide back. Do that little pause, focus on the control, slowly send your intention as if you're going to move the other leg, breathing out. Breathing in, slowly pop that foot down onto the mat, start to prepare those internal muscles as you're changing, carefully pick up the other foot, lengthen. Slowly coming back, being really aware when you pop that foot down of staying as still as you can. Not choosing to rush the changeover, trying to stay really controlled, breathing out. Breathing in. If you have that tray of drinks on your hips, how still could you keep it as you change sides? Breathing out. Breathing in. Good. Breathing out. Breathing in. All of your awareness is around your pelvis. Breathing out. Breathing in. One more on each side. And then breathing in. And last one. Breathing in. Have a think how that felt. Was it something that came quite naturally to you? Was it something that you think actually it's going to take a bit of practice? All is okay. So from here, we're going to come onto our sides. We're going to make sure that we maybe adjust our head pads. So this is called Pilates hair. So from here, making sure our head and neck is supported. So you may need more pads if you're going to lie like this, okay? I'm going to lie in a particular position that's fine for my neck. You do not have to copy this arm position. A lot of people don't find it very comfortable. So we're going to come back to our hip abductor muscle. I'm sure a lot of you have completed the introductory course where there's lots and lots and lots of lessons regarding this. So from here, we're going to find our nice neutral spine by rocking forwards and back, rocking forwards and back. And from here, we're going to focus on activating this muscle, our hip abductor. We're going to breathe in to engage our center. We're going to breathe out. We've got two different feet options. Our feet can be down or our feet can be up, depending on what's better for you. And as we breathe out, we're going to open our knee. We're going to breathe in and we're going to close down. We're going to do 9 more. Breathing in. I'm going to just keep changing my leg position just to keep showing you the different options. Breathing in. Breathing out. Now, if you're feeling really unsteady, if you've watched the intro videos, you've seen the little crab claw that we can have. Breathing out. Breathing in. We're visualizing that wall behind us. We're trying to stay as still as we can. Taking a little bit of energy through the bottom, keeping any strain out of our hip. Keep going with the level. Remember, I'm just showing you a couple of different leg positions. We've got 2 more and a couple of different hand positions. 1 more. And last one. And we're going to have a rest, maybe have a little pat. If you were struggling with that exercise, I encourage you to go back and have a look at your introductory course because there's a much longer teach about how to find the right position. So from here, let's go into our side leg lift. So lying nice and straight, remembering that we can use this little crab claw hand just to really find our center point, and some of us feel uncomfortable. Some of you will have already learned that you may need to do a slight tip forwards to really find that bottom muscle. But we don't want a lot of this sensation in the rest of our leg. Really want to focus on this hip abductor. We've got a marble under the waist, like a little imaginary marble. But if you feel that you're really collapsing, you're really slumping into the mat, then I'd encourage you to just get a little towel and pop it underneath there. We're going to breathe in to engage, and as we breathe out, we're going to allow that top leg just to lift up. We're going to breathe in and we're going to come back down. We're going to do 9 more. And as we do this, we're keeping length through our upper body. We only lift as high as comfortable before our waist starts to move. 3. We're trying to stay as still as we can. That's 4. Good. And we're going through those micro adjustments that we talked about in the introductory videos to help you really hone in on that muscle. Keep going. And at any point that you get tired, you can rest. We want to make sure we're stopping before we feel any soreness. Maybe you need to start with 2 or 3 and then build up as you feel comfortable. We've got a couple more. And last one. Well done. Give this a little bit of a pat. Feeling a little bit of warmth through the bottom muscle. Now, if you're not quite rubbing in this area, you're rubbing the rest of your leg. Keep practicing that exercise, making sure that you're okay, making sure that you don't hurt yourself. Come up onto hands and knees. And from here, we're going to think about setting ourselves up really nicely. So spreading those fingers apart, soft through the elbows, and imagine that we're spreading the weight all the way through our hands. We're not sitting into our heel of our hands, as if we're making little grips onto our squishy mats. Toes are down, knees are underneath our hips. And we're going to just do some pelvic tilts in this position. Perfect. Then as we feel okay, we're going to take that into some cat-cow stretches for our back. We're going to breathe in to engage. We're going to breathe out. We're going to tuck our tailbone under. We're going to imagine our back is arching up to the ceiling, feeling our abdominals draw up, our shoulders reach up, and our chin just dropping onto our chest as far as comfortable. We breathe in to hold, we breathe out. Now feel your tailbone start to reach up to the ceiling, the small of your back dip towards the ground. That small little pinch between the shoulder blades and extending your neck as far as you can. Breathing in to hold, breathing out, tuck that tailbone under. Noticing how you feel your abdominals lift up to the ceiling, your low back start to lift. Between your shoulder blades start to lift and your chin gets slightly heavy as it lands onto your chest. Breathe in to hold, breathe out, just tucking that tailbone up to the ceiling. Small of the back dips down, pinch between the shoulder blades and your head looks straight up. And then last one, breathing out, coming up into cat. Being aware that your whole hand is active. Breathing in and then breathing out, coming into cow. From here, we're going to come on to our other side. And when we change sides, always notice if you know that you have a weakness in this side compared to the other. Always know that our body isn't completely symmetrical and we may need to take a little bit of time to get used to it. We're going to start with our clams again, so setting up your knee position, making sure that you know the best point that you can activate this hip abductor. As always, you can have a little feel of that muscle. You can have a hand here if you feel very controlled, if not a little crab claw hand, so we don't put too much pressure through our neck. Finding that center, we're going to breathe in to engage, feet down or feet up, and we're going to breathe out. We're going to breathe in. We're going to breathe out. Gonna breathe in. As always, I'm just going to keep showing you different leg positions. Breathing out and in. Feeling really comfortable in the rest of your leg, long through the waist. Got 2 more to go. And last one. Well done. Your bottom a bit of a pat. We're going to straighten our legs, marble under the waist again, crab hand if we need. Thinking about long through the waist, we're going to activate this abductor, going in your own time, not going up to 10 if you start to feel that that muscle is really fatigued. Breathing in to engage, breathing out, just lifting up. Breathing in, come back. Being aware that it's not about how high we lift, it's about our muscle activation and our control. How smooth and how still can you make yourself? Some of you may find that you literally just lift a tiny little bit. That's absolutely okay. Listening to your body, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in. Doing those micro adjustments we've talked about if you need. Two more. And last one. Well done. Giving your bottom a little bit of a pat. From here, again, coming to have a lie down on your back. Just rolling yourself onto that. And again, taking a moment to make sure you're centered. Feet, knees, hip width apart. Neck nice and long, collarbones open, shoulder blades relaxed. Rock that pelvis to find the center. So from here, we're going to come back to our leg slide and we're going to add an arm component. So let's just start with a couple of our legs by themselves and then we're going to come and add in some arms. This is going to challenge your control, keeping this centered without it tipping forwards and back, and also only rocking side to side. So breathing in to engage, breathing out, we're going to lengthen our leg away. Breathing in, come back. Only lengthen as far as you can control. Breathing out, lengthening away. Breathing in, coming back. Remembering that transition that we practiced as smooth as you can make it. Using your hands to be aware of the pelvis. Breathing in as we come back. Engaging that core if you can. Breathing out. Breathing in. Now we're going to add in an opposite arm to opposite leg. So we're going to breathe out. We're going to breathe in. We're going to be aware of our changeover. We're going to breathe out. We're going to breathe in. Now it does mean that if you want to have a feel of what's happening on your hips, you can with the hand that you're not using. Breathing in as we come back. Just noticing how when we use an arm, Maybe you start to rock a little bit more. Noticing that when 2 points are stretched away, we may want to lift our ribs a bit more and hollow that low back. And you may find that you can't quite reach as far with the leg or reach as far with the arm as you can when you're moving them by themselves. Anytime you lose your center, just come back, reset, breathe in to engage, and off you go. Breathing in. It is not about how far you go. How much control can you allow yourself to have? Maybe at this stage, you do feel the loss of your center, the loss of your neutral spine, but that will improve. Know that you've got all the time you need to master these exercises. I'm going to finish up with one more. And at any time that you want, have a little bit of a stretch. So let's go into single tabletop practice, and we're going to use scissors 1. We'll start with that before we add some variations. So making sure we're nice and centered. I'll just keep my arms up so that you can see. We're going to breathe in to engage. We're going to slide the heel back. We're going to float up to this single tabletop position. The knee is above the hip, the ankle is hidden behind the knee. And as I breathe in, I'm going to lower with control, being really aware when I pop that toe down and that heel down. Again, focusing on that tray of drinks and trying to keep still. We're going to change legs. We're going to breathe out, pick up the other heel, slide the toes back, fold up. Breathing in, lowering. Imagine I'm popping my foot down on a pressure pad and I'm trying not to trigger it. Breathing out. Breathing in. Now, when we're lowering the leg, we're asking to keep our back still. We're asking ourselves to really maintain that neutral spine. Breathing out. Folding up. Breathing in, lowering down. Really trying to check that you're not bracing through your stomach muscles to keep yourself still. You're just moving with control and awareness. Breathing out, breathing in. Taking any moment to stop and just check that the knee is directly above the hip. It's not too close, it's not too far away. One more round, doing very well. Think about that control. See how well you can move this last leg. How still can you be? Good. If you need to have a stretch, please do so. Then come back to your center. From here, we're going to float one leg into single tabletop. So breathe in to engage, breathe out, fold up. Breathe in to hold. We're just going to take our arms back as we breathe out. We're going to breathe in, we're going to circle back. We're going to breathe out. We're going to breathe in. Being aware of keeping those ribs nice and heavy. Lovely control. Breathing out. Breathing in. Last one, breathing out. Breathing in. And then lower that leg with control. Feel free to put your hands down if it's easier. The next time we breathe out, we're going to fold the other leg up. We're going to breathe in to hold. We're going to breathe out, arms are going to go back. So that's 5. Breathing out. 4. 3. 2. Last one. And 1. Well done. We're going to do one more round. Breathing out as we float up. Breathing in to hold. Overhead stretch and single tabletop. And last one. Lowering that leg, seeing how still you can be. Breathing out, breathing into hold, breathing out. And then lower back down, lower the arms and have a stretch. Really, really, really good. So, from here, we're going to finish off with some nice spine hip twists. So make sure that you're nice and centered. Relaxing through the head and neck, hands onto the pelvis, breathe in to engage, breathing out, floating one knee out to the side, breathing in, floating back. Start with the same side, do that again, same side, breathing out, making sure, this time imagine you're on the deck of a ship and you're trying to walk as straight as you can without rocking. The same side. Now, as we float out, only going as far as we can before we feel our pelvis wobble on the mat or under our hands. And as we come back, see if we can finish off that movement, bringing it right back to center. 3 on the other side. Into prepare, breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Does one leg feel heavier than the other? Does one leg feel more wobbly than the other? Breathing out. Breathing in. Now, if you want, just stick to 3 on one side and 3 on the other. If you want to do something a little bit more challenging, we're going to alternate legs. We're going to breathe out as we float away. We're going to breathe in as we float back. We're going to breathe out. We're going to breathe in. We're going to breathe out. We're going to breathe in. Imagine your spine is stuck to the mat with Velcro. And the only thing that has the ability to move are your hips floating away. Your hips floating back to center. Engaging that core, breathing out, breathing in. Last one. And then finishing off. From here, I want you to come onto your side. We're going to go into some arm openings. So really making sure that your head is supported. We lie with one arm on top of the other. With our hips, just find that center. And with arm openings, we're making sure we visualize a wall behind us. I sometimes call this sea lion pose, as if we can clap our hands. Breathing in to engage. We're going to breathe out. We're going to just start opening our arm and following with our head. We breathe in and we come back. If your neck is at all sore, just keep looking forwards. We're trying to just allow this to be an arm movement. Our back stays really still, and this is just going to open up through the shoulder. We breathe out as we move away. We breathe in as we come back. It's a lovely movement. Maybe close your eyes once you feel comfortable with the exercise. Allowing us a moment to stop. Still as you can be through the rest of your body. And just last one, really enjoying that. Maybe let's hold that shoulder opening. 3, 2, 1, and close. Well done. Just changing sides. Coming to lie on the other side of the mat, or just turning over, whatever feels comfortable for you. Again, just being aware if this side feels different, rocking that pelvis, coming into this lovely little pose. Breathing in to engage, breathing out, just opening that shoulder. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Thinking about that brick wall behind you. Trying not to fall back onto it. Only as far as you feel comfortable. Softness through the arm. Following with your head and neck. And then last one. And hold for 3, 2, 1, and down. From here, you're going to have a lie down onto your back, and we're going to carry on with some nice stretches coming into our cool down. I'd like you to start off by hugging a knee to your chest. If you feel very comfortable, you can hug your other knee to your chest, holding behind the thighs or on top of the knees. Feel the breath coming into the belly as you breathe in and out, in and out. From here, float one leg down, then the other. We're going to cross an ankle over our knee to stretch our glute piriformis muscle. If this feels very tight, can you release the leg? If it feels quite comfortable, you can allow the knee to come up, and you can hold anywhere you want on your leg. Stretches should be gentle, really comfortable. And hold. Notice the breath coming in and out of your belly. Lowering one leg down, then the other. Changing sides, just checking in with how it feels. Adjusting the leg further away, bringing it higher up. Belly breaths. And down. Stretching out our hamstrings. Going to float one leg into single tabletop. We're going to hold behind the back of the leg. It's hard to reach. You can use a belt or a towel or a strap instead. Making sure there's softness in the upper body. Just straighten the leg. Now it doesn't matter if your leg is not perfectly straight. Lots of us, you can see on me that my leg doesn't go perfectly straight. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with my hamstrings. That's just my own natural flexibility. Breathing in, breathing out. And some days our muscles are a bit more flexible, some days they're not. And then we're going to fold down, going to change sides, and as always there'll be a slight difference side to side. Focusing on your breath. And then relax, arms out to the side, some gentle spine twists. So keeping your arms as comfortable. There we go. Breathing in to engage your core, breathing out, just twisting away. Turning your head to look over the other side. Breathing in and breathing out and twisting the other way. And one more to each side, breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Coming back to center. And from here, just giving everything a little bit of a wiggle. Gently rolling onto your side. You can stand up however is more comfortable, but if not, just come up onto your hands and knees. So from our hands and knees, we're going to come into a slight crouching position. And as always, if this isn't comfortable, please gently come off the mat in any which way that is best for you. From here, we're going to roll up bone by bone, dropping our shoulders down, coming to face forwards, taking a lovely breath in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. So well done for today's practice. I hope you really enjoyed that. Remember, this is all about repetition. Set an intention each time you practice, maybe giving yourself a chance to focus on one key thing. Feel free to have a look at any of the other courses, get in touch if you've had any questions or queries. And if you really were finding that you were struggling at any point or you need alternative exercises, there's always the opportunity to book a one-to-one session. Good luck
and have a lovely day.